city facilities. And we can see Ikuru Yatani here with his unflappable smile, with his quintessential briefcase, and of course that's also quintessential rose on his lapel. Caption reads, Treasury Cabinet Secretary Ukuru Yatani at Parliament Buildings, Nairobi yesterday. He presented Jubilee government's last budget ahead of the transitional polls. And he had special coverage of this on page 2, very extensive coverage. Today it is budget intensive. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 26, 21, 22 of the budget. Let's cross over now to the losers. The losers here. We have 15%. This has been slapped on the excess duty that has been slapped on gambling, alcohol. Also of fees charged by TV and radio stations. This is excess duty on fees charged by TV and radio stations, print media, and billboards for advertisements. We have 70 shillings. This is on cigarette, excess duty on liquid nicotine, a change from the current taxation regime. And also 10% various products increase on excess duty on specific rates currently charged on a number of products. We have 50% companies with tax disputes with KRA. It says companies with tax disputes with KRA will be required to deposit half of the disputed amount at CBK. So you should think twice before heading to the courts if you have a dispute with KRA, because you have to actually stash that 50% of money that is in contention with KRA before you head to the courts. There's something new here. Foreign traders will be, of course, people have been talking about multinationals and country by country reporting on how they're very niftily avoiding tax. And then here Ukuru Yatani came up with the taxation of gains from financial transactions carried out by foreigners, all in an effort to also broaden that tax base in the country. There's something new as well. Border and tuk-tuk operators of the popular 2- and 3-wheelers to take passenger insurance. Right, so if you're a pillion rider there on border, you should be insured. This is all in an effort to try to streamline also that particular sector, where we have seen a robust registry of the border operators in the country. 290 IBC staff who hold final say on Raila Ruto win is what is on top there on the flagger. There is that story well covered for you on page 24 of the Standard. Also, major win for fathers in minors custody battles is all about family law. You can follow that story on page 26 of the Standard. And make sure you grab a copy as well, because inside you have the Pulse magazine, and it's all about a very inky affair. Find out all the details about all that inky affair, what is it all about. We move on swiftly and try and see what is on the front page of the Daily Nation. Still a very robust coverage on yesterday's budget, and this is what we do have on the front page of the Daily Nation coming up shortly. In the meantime, I also want to introduce Herman Manyora, who's joined us. Of course, he'll be taking us through yesterday's budget and the politics of the week. Is it a big win for Mwananchi according to his own assessment? Is he in studio? But let's just see what is on the front page of the Daily Nation before we rope him in. It is holding this flash for you. A budget for the people, it says. And on top there we have the flagger reading, finance, its implementation will fall on President Kenyatta's successor. Its implementation will fall on President Kenyatta's successor. Now, the sub-headline reads, in striking a delicate balance, National Treasury Cabinet Secretary Ukuru Yatani yesterday sought to ensure sustained economic revival while addressing the high cost of living haunting many families and boosting social welfare spending. But with 800 billion shillings funding deficit, his 3.3 trillion shillings budget only means more debt pains for the Kenyan taxpayers. You have the full coverage and also photos on page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10 of today's Daily Nation. Winners are here. Winners are here. 17.5 billion shillings cash transfer for elderly and exempt adult diapers from VAT. 1.2 billion shillings persons living with severe disabilities. 7.9 billion shillings orphans and vulnerable children. We have 407 billion shillings counties to get 37.1 billion shillings more. We have 2.7 billion shillings subsidies to cushion farmers. IBC, 21.7 billion shillings. IBC for the forthcoming August elections. They have that particular funding coming to them, and this is way over what they were asking for. That is over 40 billion shillings that we were seeking for. Right now that amount stands at over 50 billion shillings. Pharmaceutical companies exempt from VAT, plant and machinery. Local makers of PSVs exempt from VAT. All companies that make donation. Hospital exempt from VAT. Medical oxygen. Philanthropists deduct donations from taxable income. Microfinance institutions excluded from interest restrictions. Poultry farmers, egg for hatching exempt from excise duty. Petroleum dealers excluded from 10% excise duty increment. Livestock farmers, reduction of export levy on raw hides and skin. We have losers as well, and I've read that for you, so I will just, of course, exempt you from a repetition of that. That is on the front page of the Daily Nation. We have a sidebar there. Raila makes U-turn on zoning plan after protest. This has raised a lot of tension within Azimio as far as zoning is concerned, and now he's taken a U-turn, he's flinching. Mr. Odinga also agreed to consult in the choice of a running mate that had largely been made a precept of Mount Kenya, and the ODM leaders 2013 and 2013 running mate, Mr. Kalonzo Musyoka. Mr. Musyoka has come to the fore and saying, oh, that is obvious. Especially in this particular arrangement, the running mate position is obvious. So is it really tapped for him? That's the question that, of course, we're going to be putting on the table with our panelists as well. Is COVID-19 behind us? Kenyan experts differ. Most Kenyans seem to have moved on, and some experts say it is time to embrace living beyond the pandemic. However, COVID-19 mathematical modeling web experts maintain that there will be a surge in cases next month. And of course, we know what is happening in China right now. There's a surge. Almost 17,000 people right now have gotten the COVID-19. And this, we can see that